I read somewhere that it takes about 21 days to build a habit, and this is video number 3. So I have quite a ways to go, but I'm excited because today I'm going to talk about social intelligence, and I'm going to focus specifically on using social intelligence to understand the media and mine what the news media is writing about as it relates to specific topics that might be important to you. Now, there's a lot of media intelligence platforms out there. To name a few, there's Muckrack, which is a very good platform. It allows you to monitor the media, and it also pulls in engagement numbers and unique visitors. There's also TrendKite, which was acquired by Cision a couple years ago, and they're probably the most innovative. They are adding kind of new features in. They are integrating with the legacy Cision platform. But the only thing that those platforms don't do for you is it doesn't give you the context as to what news coverage is happening. And so this video is important, especially for those who work in PR, because it'll give you some insight and some data to make decisions and prioritize which media you want to go after. Now, in most social intelligence platforms, you have the ability to specify a specific URL or specific media that you want to analyze. And so you may have the top 25 media. It could be all tech media or business media or even travel media. Or if it's just one site that you want to understand, you can do so. And the reason why I like website filters is it really does eliminate the spam. Because as I said in the first video, typically when you're looking at kind of the media and understanding what the world is saying about a topic, you're pulling in things from everywhere. You're pulling in sites that may not matter to you. I don't know about you, but I've seen reports after reports with Benzinga on it. Benzinga is kind of this distribution platform for press releases, and nobody reads it, but it really does skew the data when you're looking at it from a volume perspective. So I have 2 examples that I want to share with you today. The first one is focused on kind of a business context, and it's assuming that you understand already which publication that you want to go after. So we're going to analyze the context of a particular topic on that publication. The second is more consumer focused, and assume that you don't know what publication you want to go after, and you're trying to find and understand what media publications are really driving the conversation and coverage about a topic that's important to your business. Okay, this first example is looking at one specific media publication. We are using a website filter to analyze just Vox, and we want to understand within 2019 how often they have covered artificial intelligence. Let's assume that you're not sure if it's a relevant publication and you want to kind of dig a little bit deeper. Now here we can see that over the course of 2019, Vox covered or at least talked about artificial intelligence about 582 times. Of that, there were 132 mentions of AI in the headlines. Now that's key because now you know that's a story that they're leading with, and that's something that's about artificial intelligence. Now, volume is great. There's nothing insightful here other than it's a topic of relevancy to Vox. More importantly than that is understanding the context of that coverage. What we are looking at here is a topic analysis of that AI coverage. You'll see subtopics like open AI systems, machine learning, facial recognition, AI ethics, etc. Now, the size of these color-coded boxes represent volume. The larger the box, the larger volume of coverage. So you can begin to understand what is important to Vox, and these are all the topics that they're writing about the most. This is insightful because you can use it to inform and position how you pitch your business and how your company to Vox when you're on the phone with a potential reporter. You also want to understand the vernacular and the language that they're using within that context. So the smaller outer boxes represent the actual language and words within the articles that is most important to the media. So you'll see things like human bias, leading AI, Silicon Valley. They are using these terms at a high volume. And by doing so, they are influencing their readership and the audience to start using that same language. And so a smart marketer, a smart PR person is going to want to say, okay, well, not only do I want to position my pitches and use the same language that the media is using to be more relevant, but we also might want to use some of this language in the headlines of our blog posts or our social content or even our website content. So the second example here is more focused on consumer lifestyle. Now, let's assume that you're new to a company and you're not quite sure what media publications that you need to focus on or target. So you want to do a quick analysis to identify those top media publications. Now, what I did was all I did was look up fashion or beauty in a platform within all of news media, and I pulled in 3.2 million articles. So 3.2 million articles is a lot, and there's a lot of spam already as I look through the data. So what I did to isolate some more specific and relevant coverage, so I created a filter and I pulled in all mentions of fashion or beauty specifically within the title or headline of that article. So I went from 3.2 million down to 233,000. And that's still quite a bit. There's still a lot to sift through, and this is a quick analysis. And so I went one step further and I looked up fashion or beauty and trends because I wanted to see which media publications were really driving that trend conversation. What was happening in 2020, what spring trends are happening, summer trends, bridal trends. And that gave me about 4.3 thousand articles. And so that is a manageable number to work with. So these are the 5 publications that are really driving that conversation around fashion or beauty and trends. Now, the reason why they're the top 5 is because of one data point, and it's volume. Now, in a future episode, I'm going to talk about how to look at volume and other metrics like engagement or unique visitors to specific outlets to make better decisions. But in this case, we're looking at the highest volume publications that are writing about fashion, beauty, or trends. Now, the top 5 is great. Let's take it one step further and let's do another analysis on what those top 5 publications are talking about as it relates to fashion and trends. And so you can see another topic analysis. We're talking consumer, so you see the pastel colors here, and you'll see topics like dress and beauty products and trends and fashion week and skincare and red carpet, etc. And for the same reasons as I mentioned before about AI is important for this. And that is, if you understand the context of that coverage, you can position your pitches, your bylines, your engagement with journalists around those same topics. Remember, you want to be as relevant as possible. So when you speak the same language as the media, they're more likely to listen to you and engage with you and maybe write about you. So thank you for your time today. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.